Dienstag ist Dilemma-Tag. It's Kaiser here, and in this Star Trek CCG First Edition Dilemma Strategy video, we'll have a look at some cards featuring classic films scenes. Films that feature Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and so on. And we're doing this because a new set is on the horizon that is thematically dealing with that kind of era, so expect to see a few more episodes around that era in the next couple of weeks. So let's go into Lecky. As you can see here, we have an all-star crew of the movie era, Kirk and Spock and all their friends. They are aboard the Federation HMS Bounty in orbit around Earth, which we can attempt with the HQ Secure Homeworld. Our opponent has an alternate universe door seated there. And we'll just send down all our guys and see what we can do here. And the first dilemma, fittingly, is San Francisco. Exact change here. To get past requires exactly 50 cunning from all the away team members. So we need to use all of them, and we have to hit cunning of 50 exactly. If we count them up, we'll see that we end up on 70, so we would be stopped. Now, we have a choice. Either we say we'll try and take the stop for this turn and assemble a crew that has cunning of exactly 50 for our next turn, or we look at the bottom option here. May nullify by stopping 2 personnel of opponent's choice until the end of next turn. So let's say we play this in a rather greedy fashion here and give our opponent the chance to stop 2 personnel for this turn and the following one. Our opponent won't hesitate to pick Dr. Chapel and Dr. McCoy, and then we can forget about this dilemma and run into the next one. And unfortunately, that is Male's love interest and plague ship. So first we take the love interest. A male crew or away team member, random selection, will run off with lover to furthest planet. So let's just say Kirk is randomly selected and runs away. This often means that you won't be able to use them in the game because the furthest planet is often so far away that getting them back to where you need them is simply not feasible with the amount of turns that a game in OTF typically takes. And then we have to deal with the second part of this combo dilemma. Entire crew or away team immediately dies unless medical beams over. We don't have any unstopped medical left, so that simply means that our entire away team is wiped out here. Not our entire away team, only the unstopped ones who are actually facing the dilemma here. So let's discard them. And then we don't even get to score those 5 points. But at least we will get back our 2 medical guys after the next turn. So this has cost us 1 turn. In the following turn, we can't use them. But on our 3rd turn here, we would then be able to send Doctors Chapel and McCoy into the last dilemma. And of course, that is Medical Crisis, one of the most popular planet dilemmas in formats that allow virtual cards. It works like this. We randomly select a medical personnel. If that happens to be a Kazon or Vidian affiliation personnel, they are killed. Otherwise, they are stopped. So let's do that. Let's put them in the crew here, shuffle and stop the person on the left. That's Dr. Chapel. So Dr. McCoy would face the dilemma showing himself. To get past, we now require 2 biology and either 2 medical or a nurse. Dr. McCoy only has 1 biology. He would have the double medical because he's just good like that. But 2 biology he can't provide. This is a very popular wall. 2 biology, that's often found on personnel that already have medical. So ideally you're looking for personnel that have biology but not medical. And then you would need some medical that you can stop, and then 2 more medical for the wall part. So most of the time this wall is beaten by a total of 3 medical. 1 of them will be stopped, and then 2 medical remain and 2 biology remain. There's also the option of using a nurse. That's one of the weird traits that you find in the flavor text here. If we have a look at all the nurses, we'll find them in several affiliations. There's a Vulcan one, there's Klingon Tom Paris. There are a couple of non-aligned options. Romulans, another Klingon. There's the classic TOS version of Nurse Chapel, Martinez from the First Contact Federation. There's also Ferengi and Bajorans and so on. But usually you won't find a lot of these personnel in the same deck. They are spread very evenly across the different affiliations. You see, for example, 2 versions of Alyssa Ogawa. One of them and Martinez could be in a Enterprise E deck at the same time. But that's really something that you have to know, that your cards actually are nurses. Otherwise, you will end up reading all of your cards for longer than your opponent wants to play the game with you. And if you have that knowledge, then sometimes you can plan ahead. But otherwise, this is mostly done with 2 medical and 2 biology. So really a very interesting combination here. I don't remember who originally played it. I just noted it down without actually paying attention to who played it. So if you played that, let me know so I can give you credit. And really have a look at exact change. It forces some very weird decisions. I've played against players who said, never give the opponent the choice to stop 2 of your guys because the consequences can be just so bad. Imagine linguistic legerdemain after that one. If you give your opponent the chance to stop all your anthropology or all your exobiology, then you might sit at a mission that has a 4 or 5 turn countdown during which you can't attempt it. So those players argued that it's always better to just take the stop for 1 turn and then send a crew with cunning of exactly 50. But then again, of course, also that means you can't plan for everything, because sometimes the combinations of skills you can actually assemble, if you need to hit cunning of 50 exactly and not 49 or 51, then that sometimes might mean that you can't bring an extra security or a second security or something like that. So really a card worth looking at from the fantastic Star Trek 50 set. It was revealed at Worlds 2016. I remember the organizers put random cards under missions. So whenever you completed a mission, you were then rewarded with a spoiler for this set. And this was one of the cards that I saw, and I have a very soft spot for it. That's it for today. If you like this show at all, please leave a comment or subscribe to this channel. And until next time, expand your power in the universe. Bye bye.